Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah with Jujube Crafts and More. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm taking part in a monthly challenge called Try It Tuesday. This challenge is put on by Sammy of Unicorn Dust Designs, and today her co-host is Indiana Jones. Make sure you go check out both of their channels. I'll leave them in my description box down below. And there will be a playlist attached to this as well. So go check out the playlist and see what all the amazing creators have done for today. So the way that Try It Tuesday works is that you take a creation by another creator and you recreate it, giving them full credit for their hard work. So today I am recreating one of Fanny's by Creations by Favi's DIYs that she just recently did on Twine It Tuesday. So we're going to start off with some packing tape. This is just regular packing tape that you would buy at any retail store. And I'm just going to adhere it to my mat so that it's easier to work with. Next, I'm going to take this cotton twine from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to start laying it onto my tape, starting at the very outside edge. And then I'm going to continue adding more twine next to each other until the tape is completely full of twine. This twine here is one that you can purchase at the Dollar Tree, and it is usually in like the automotive section, just a regular cotton twine. This is a little time consuming, so make sure that you've got a little something to occupy your time while you do this. I ended up creating 6 of these strips for my creation today. Next, I'm going to take this Waverly Chalk paint in the color Agave, and I'm going to give each of these strips a little brushing of this paint. It's just not full coverage, but a little more than just a dry brush. So I thought this would create a fun effect and give, my own twist to this DIY. Next, I'm going to take one of these canvases from the Dollar Tree. This is an 8 by 10, I think. I'll have to double check on that. I think it's 8 by 10. Maybe it's a 5 by 7. I don't know. I will make sure that I put that in the on the screen there, what size it is. But I just took off the canvas, starting from the back with a box knife, so that I could save the front part of the canvas. Next, I'm just going to give this canvas frame a coat of the Waverly Antique Wax with a baby wipe. Hey, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you like what you're seeing so far, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and then also hit the bell for all notifications so you don't miss any of my DIYs and uploads. I really would appreciate all of your support, and any comments and likes that you want to leave for me would be greatly appreciated too. I love to interact with you guys in the comment section, so make sure you leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these DIYs. So once that was done, I'm just going to take some of the Waverly Chalk paint in mineral, and I'm going to give this whole thing a dry brush with a chippy brush, just to give it a little more of a distressed look. And then I'm also going to dry brush that mineral chalk paint onto my canvas as well. Next, I'm going to cut these strips in half. And I'm just going to cut all of them in half lengthwise. And it doesn't have to be exact or perfect because when you get it woven or weaved, which way is it? I don't know. Once you get it all together, it won't matter if they're, different sizes. So I'm going to take my frame and I'm going to start on one side. And I'm going to actually add some hot glue here first, and then I'm going to use my staple gun and just secure those strips. Now I would start at the bottom instead of where I started, and work your way the opposite way, just so that you know that you've got enough coverage there. So then once one side only is completely secure, you're going to take the additional strips that you have left over, and you're going to start weaving them into these free strips. So you're going to go under or over, under, over, under on this one. And then you're going to take another strip and you're going to go over, under, no, the opposite. So you're going to go under, over, under, over. And you're going to continue to weave in your extra strips until they are all woven in. And this is what it should look like when you're at this stage. Now I'm just going to hold these ones on the side a little bit, kind of pulling them a little bit tighter so that I can flip the whole thing over and not lose any of those, the ones that are not attached at all. Whew, we made it. So I am just going to pull this side taut. You don't want to pull too hard, of course, because you don't want to pull it out on the other side, but you want it to be nice and tight. So I'm just going to pull it and hot glue. And then I'm going to hot glue all of these and then come back through with my staple gun and secure them with my staple gun just to make sure that everything stays in place. Okay, so then once we have all of these side pieces secured, then I'm just going to kind of go through and make sure that everything looks really good on the front here before I flip it over and start securing the other pieces to the back side of the frame. So then I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to cut away the extra pieces of twine tape along the edges just to clean it up. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, pulling it not super tight because you don't want to pull it out at the top there, but just kind of snug. And then I'm just going to hot glue and staple and then cut off the excess. So now we're going to secure these top pieces. So you can see on this one that the piece that's being pulled over is on the top, if that makes any sense. So this was one that was it is, you can kind of see from the front if you do this project that what I'm talking about, but you're just going to fold this straight over. And you're going to do that to each one of these ones that is laying on the top. It's, you know, if you're looking at it from the other side, they're the ones that are on the top. And then for the ones that are coming up from the back side, what I did was I just added a little hot glue here to secure it on each one of them. And then I'm just gonna fold it over so that it has a nice finished edge. And I'll just hot glue that down, you know, straight down to the back here. And then I'll go and trim up any excess that is hanging out past the hot glue. And this is how it's looking so far. So now we're going to start working on our canvas, and I am just using the fold marks as my guide for where I'm going to cut this canvas. So I'm just taking my scissors and I'm just, you know, making it nice and even and getting right along those folded edges. And then I'm just going to glue down the very top here because that's the part that I want to look the nicest. And then I just kind of pull it down and realize that I need to cut a little bit more off of the bottom there because I don't want that to show past my frame. And then I'm just going to hot glue the sides up at the very top where the raw wood is. And then I'll finish with the area that has the woven part. And then I'll just finish off the very bottom with hot glue. Next, I'm going to take one of these wood shop kits. This is a birdhouse kit, and I'm going to take one of these little wood pieces out of it, and this is what I'm going to create my front tag with. So I just used the Waverly Antique Wax and a baby wipe, and now I'm going through with a dot dash and a white paint marker. And then I'm going to spell out the word home with a little heart at the end. And I'll just secure that onto the front with a little hot glue. So now my daughter was so nice to notice that I had missed an area here with the weave, and so I decided that I needed to fix it. So I'm just adding one of these laser cut flowers from the Dollar Tree with a little hot glue just to cover up that area and make it not so noticeable that I messed up on the weaving part of it. And I actually really like how this turned out, so it was a happy accident. Those are the best kinds of accidents, happy accidents. And then I'm just going to add some florals to this little frame, and this is how it turned out. I think this is so cute, and I love this texture and this pattern. Thank you, Fanny, for such an amazing project. So our next project is done by Theresa DIY, and she did this adorable little swing idea with the rocks for her Mother's Day collab with actually me. So I'm going to take this wooden piece here, and I removed the galvanized area in the front, and I painted it with the Waverly plaster. And then I'm just taking some decorative paper that I had in my stash. This actually came from a paper pack from Michael's that is out right now. And I am just going to measure out the bottom part and cut the parts that I need. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper that coordinates, and I'm going to rub my finger around the very outside edge there so that I can cut out that shape. And somehow I missed this part, but I just added Mod Podge to the bottom part there and added my paper over the top, and I'm just smoothing it down with that ruler just to make sure that it's got a nice secure and flat adherence. And then I am going to go over the top with a nice thin layer of Mod Podge, and I am using the matte Mod Podge for this project. So when I'm doing a decorative piece like this with Mod Podge, I like to use a thin layer, and I like to use long strokes so that it has kind of a feathery texture. Next, I'm going to take one of these bamboo, this was like a bamboo wind chime from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut a piece of that off for my little swing. Next, I'm going to take this white twine from the not Dollar Tree, that was from Walmart. And I'm just gonna wrap it around and secure with a little hot glue. And I'm just showing you here that this piece of bamboo has like a flat edge. So I'm making that my bottom of my swing. and I'll just wrap it around and secure with hot glue. Now when you add the other side, you'll want to make sure that you are wrapping in the same direction so that your twine comes up off of the bamboo at the same direction. Ask me how I know that. Or how I figured that out, I should say. So then once I get the twine attached, then I'm going to kind of figure out where I want to put it on this board. And then I'll just add a little hot glue and secure that to the decorative piece. I don't know what this is called, this decorative set around. So you can't really see what I'm doing here. I'm very sorry, but I was out of frame. But I'm just taking one of these Dollar Tree wood hearts from Valentine's Day, and I'm just tracing it onto a piece of paper from that same paper pad. The nice thing about getting paper pads like that is that all the papers coordinate, so any paper you pick out will match perfectly. So I'm just going to use my glue stick here and adhere the paper to the little wood heart. And I found, I've also had a smaller one. So I'm taking another piece of decorative paper and I'm just going to trace and do the exact same for this little heart. And then once that glue dries, I'm just going to take my sandpaper and I'm just going to sand around the edges just to get off any excess paper and make it look super pretty. So now we're going to adhere our rocks. These rocks I actually picked up from the beach a long while ago. I had done people art or rock art before, and so these were just leftover ones that I had. So I'm just going to secure these little rocks with some super glue. If you can hear that, my cat is scratching on her scratching posts. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to bring our twine over the top of this piece and just secure with hot glue. And we're going to do that to both sides. And then clip off any extra twine off the back. So I'm going to keep this little popped sticker on this wood heart. And I'm just going to add hot glue right onto that sticker part and adhere that to my piece here. And this actually worked out like it was made to go right here. I didn't even have to move this piece of the foam sticker to make it so that it would lay flat. So that was perfect. So next I'm going to take some Scrabble tile letters that I got off of Amazon, and I'm going to spell out the word together and adhere them with hot glue. Next, I'm going to take this fine liner pen, black pen, and I'm just going to do some little stitch marks around my pink heart because I didn't think that it was coming off of the project well enough. So I wanted to give it a little something extra so that it would really stand out. So here's a look at how this turned out. I think this is adorable and I love it to death. So thank you, Theresa. Thank you, Sammy and Annie, for hosting this challenge. It is one of my favorite challenges and I just think it is wonderful. So let me know in the comments down below which project was your favorite. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some of your day with me. I appreciate it. Hope you have a happy, healthy, and blessed day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!